Hi, so I wanted to talk about the fourth niyama, which is actually my favorite, Svadhyaya. And I love saying it. It makes me smile every time I do. Come to a seated position. I'm actually sitting on a meditation cushion just to give myself a little bit of elevation and support. But I want us to invoke the Dhyana Mudra. So I want you to place your hands on top of each other, right hand on top. Bring your thumbs together to form a triangle and then place your hands at your navel. This mudra is about meditation. Svadhyaya for me, which is self-study, is really invoked through my yin practice. I find that meditation, being on the mat, through my yin practice, and being in a community like this that we have, where we have people of like minds, it really helps me to grow and reflect with Svadhyaya and to learn something about myself. This niyama is really about finding the meaning behind something and behind yourself. So move with these poses, which are going to be more of a yin practice, thinking about yourself, learning about yourself, where you are, what emotions you're holding on to, and just know that you're here. And that there's nothing to fear about looking inside. So close your eyes in this position. Again, you have the Dhyana Mudra. And I want you just to take a breath in, hold it at the top, and then release it. Do it again. Breath in, hold, and release. When you're practicing this niyama with this mudra, just remember that you are what you seek. You are joy, you are love, you are compassion, you are beauty, your grace. You are the light that shines through the shadows. You are you. And that's beautiful. One more breath in and release. Open your eyes and roll over your legs and come into a tabletop position. Take a breath here, and we're going to push back in to downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, and push back. Really feeling the stretch, the strength, your body. Lift your right leg to the ceiling and step it forward to the outside of your hands. Drop your left leg to the ground and come into a dragon pose. What we're going to do though, instead of keeping our hand here to collapse into ourselves, I want you to bring it to the outside of your mat. Roll onto the side of your foot and bring your right hand to your leg. What we're going to do is we're going to twist open. Really feeling the stretch in this pose. Our hearts are open. Our crowns are tall. We're feeling the stretch. We're feeling the emotions that we hold. Where are you? Who are you? In this pose, what conversation are you having in your mind? What are your expectations of this pose? Come a little deeper, pushing out, supporting yourself. On your next breath in, roll onto your foot. Bring your hand to the ground. Walk your other hand in. And what we're going to do is you're going to take your left leg in the back and we're going to pinwheel our leg in, drop your right leg to the ground, and come into a frog pose. Now, if this is too much for you right now, bring your toes together and come into a really wide-legged child's pose, okay? Bring your heart to the ground, feeling the vibrations of the earth and the support it provides. In this moment of rest,
Yoga doesn't stop. It's just beginning. The conversation you're having with yourself is the practice. It's important. We're really digging deep into the hip flexors. This is where we hold on to a lot of emotions. What are you feeling right now? Look inward. Do a body scan. Is there anywhere you can release a little bit of extra tension to go a little bit deeper? Take one breath here. Walk your hands in and push yourself back up. We're going to come back to where we were. Pivot our leg to the back. But instead of coming up, we're going to keep going and come into our pigeon pose. Or in yin, we call this swan. So your back leg is straight, foot is flat on the ground. Your right knee is bent. And if you want to, you can stay here. This is fine. This is perfect. Or if you want, you can come a little bit deeper. We're not going to be here very long. Just want us to go a little bit deeper into our hip flexors, feeling the tension, the stress, the emotion that we're holding on to in these areas. Really looking at ourselves with it. Take a breath and one more out. Come back up onto your arms and push up onto your toes and your back foot. And bring your right leg back and come into downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out your feet a little bit. That was pretty intense on that side. We're going to go to the other. Left leg to the sky. Step it forward to the outside of your hands. Drop your right leg to the ground. Take your right hand. Pull it out to the side of your mat. Left hand goes on your leg and you roll to the side of your foot. Open your heart and look to the sky. Your heart is open. You're supported. You feel strong. You're feeling a sense of who you are in this pose. Listening to yourself, the assumptions that you have, letting go of anything. Come up, bring your hand to the ground. Bring your other hand in. We're going to come into frog pose on this side. Again, if this is too much, bring your toes together for a very wide-legged child's pose. Bring your heart to the ground and your other ear this time, really feeling the vibrations of the earth. Listening to yourself. Looking inward. What emotions are you holding on to in these hip flexors? What can you release? Resting, listening. Walk your hands in, push up, and we're going to rotate back in, this time into pigeon pose on the left. Right leg goes back straight. Come into your pigeon or your swan. Again, you can stay here if you want, or you can come down further into a sleeping pigeon or penguin or pigeon or swan. Release your head and drop it to the ground. Really feeling the stretch, making sure your hips are square, that you're not collapsing to one side or the other, that you're really feeling this stretch. Feeling who you are in this moment. What can you release to go a little bit deeper, to let go, to be here, to recognize the thoughts that come in your head. Who are you? What are you doing? How do you feel? Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your toe. Bring your left leg back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs. Those were pretty intense moves for this. We're going to slowly come down and come into a seated position. Again, I'm going to use a meditation cushion. Come into any pose that feels comfortable for you. We're going to invoke again the Dhyana Mudra. Place your hands on top, right on top. Create a triangle. Place it at your navel. Close your eyes.
You are the center of yourself, and as you sit here to rest and relax, I want you to soften your face, soften your jaw, soften the muscles around your eyes. Take a deep breath in, hold, and release. One more time, take a breath in, hold, and as you exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. As you move forward today, past this practice, remember that there's nothing to fear from looking within inside yourself. Nothing to fear from turning in and learning more and growing and reflecting of who you are as a person. You are you. You are joy, your love, your compassion. You are the light. So go forth today and know that you can grow by just looking within. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste.